Hey loves, it's your girl DeeDee and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. So I am back with another reaction video. Now before we get into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Also like and share the video. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. That is super important. So we're gonna jump right into video. You guys see the title. Definitely chime in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Definitely keep the conversation going. I definitely want to hear what you have to say about this particular video. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner.
This is a question I've seen from a lot of women lately. They want to understand why men are checking out of the dating market. The short answer is that the dating market feels like this. So every young man wants a girlfriend, and we say, hey, I want a girlfriend. And the first thing we hear is, no one owes you anything. And that's fair enough, that's true. So then we say, well, how do I get a girlfriend? And the first answer that every young man hears is, be nice. Be nice to girls and then you'll get a girlfriend. So then we do that. We go, okay, I'll buy her flowers and give her compliments and pay a lot of attention to her. No one owes you for being nice. Okay, fair enough again, but confusing. So the answer that you gave us did not work. So then we have to go ask other guys who have girlfriends, like, how did you do that? And what they always say is, just be yourself. And it's like, okay, who was I being before? I don't remember being a different guy, but okay. And usually the guy is attractive, so he doesn't know where his results come from. So then we be ourselves for a while, and no one owes you for that either. So women are not giving us the correct answer, and guys who can get women are not giving us the correct answer. So we have to just start listening to, like, society. Just movies and TV and parents and teachers. And they will tell you everything and the opposite of everything. They will tell you that it's all about looks and women don't care about looks, and that women want you to have money and women don't care about money, and it's all about being nice. And some guys just give up there and they just go back to, like, I want a girlfriend and the world should give me a girlfriend, and they get no one owes you. But some guys try something and we just have to guess at what that is.
Now, you know, this is very interesting and very telling. They do say, oh, be nice and be yourself. But in many cases, that doesn't get you the girlfriend because women are complicated. Women will say one thing and do another. So for the men who are taught, oh, just be nice, be yourself, but somehow in many cases that's not enough for the girlfriend that you're trying to get, because women change what they want. Women are not very stable and solid in many cases when they are looking for a boyfriend or looking for a companionship. What they want can change at any time. This is why women aren't very good at picking a man or for themselves, because what they want can change depending on the person. If the guy is attractive enough, then there aren't a lot of requirements that he would need, because she's going to fulfill the requirements that he's lacking because she's super attracted to him. This is where we talk about Pookies and Ray Rays who get the women and get babies with these women, get to sleep with all the women because these women are attracted to them. So there's not much else that they require from them, even though they would like them to provide more. It's okay and it's justified because she really likes him and she's really attracted to him. She's physically attracted to him, so he doesn't have to be nice. He doesn't have to, you know, he can be himself. He doesn't have to be nice though. He doesn't have to have all of the requirements that another man would need because she's not as attracted to him physically. So depending on the physical attraction from the woman determines how much or the lack thereof a man has to provide. So if you're not as attractive and she's not as attracted to you, then the requirements for you are going to be super high. There's more she's going to expect from you because she's really not that into you, but she's doing you a favor by talking to you because she's not that attracted. So she's going to ask you to do more things that the guy who she was super attracted to, she didn't require him to do. That's how that goes, but let's continue.
And most of the time, whatever you guess and whatever you try, no one owes you for that either. But in my case, what I guessed was I'm going to work out and get muscles. And if you do that, it turns out that everyone owes you whatever you want, I guess. So I got in shape and I guess I looked pretty good and women started treating me really well. And I thought, okay, well now I can get a girlfriend. Wrong again. Being attractive only gets you short-term sexual relationships. Women are looking for a whole series of other qualities for enduring relationships with men. After I got in shape, I really thought that I was going to be able to use that to get a long-term partner, but it turns out that they just want to have sex with you. All of them. So it wasn't being nice, it wasn't being myself, it wasn't any of this nonsense. I took a guess at this and it got me sex, but then everyone ran away. So now I'm back to here again. And I heard that women like guys who could express themselves emotionally, so I figured out how to do that. And then I started having conversations with women that were like, wow, you're so attractive, and you're so emotionally intelligent and evolved. Someone will appreciate you one day, just not me.
But see, this is interesting because it just shows you the scattered brainness of a lot of women, the scattered brains that a lot of women have. Because even though they say they want men with emotional intelligence, you want a man who's fit and muscly, or you want a man in shape, you want a man that's nice, you want a man with all of these qualities, and that's still not enough. This is where you hear women, they're telling you exactly what he's saying. He's absolutely correct. This is the confusion that a lot of women have. They don't know how to pick good men. That's just it. They were never taught what a good man was, and they don't know how to vet a good man. They just know it when they feel it. So it's really contingent upon a feeling. If the feeling is right, they go with it, even if it's not the right person. But if it feels good, if it looks good, it makes them feel good, they go with it, even though it's really not a good fit. And then they find out later that this is not a good fit, and then they're heartbroken and they're traumatized because they really gave their all and it felt right, but it wasn't the right match. He didn't want them. He didn't treat them good. He walked away from them. So it's all contingent on a feeling. If it doesn't feel, this is where the vibes come in. If the vibes aren't right, then it's not right. If the vibes are right and I'm feeling him and I'm sexually attracted to him and he's making me feel good just off of my own emotions, then you run with it, not realizing that is not how you go about getting into a serious relationship. Let's continue.
At one point, I thought it might be all about money, so I worked on my resume and I tried to get a job. It turns out that no one owes you one of those either. So I don't know. I went to college, I applied for jobs, I got in shape, I'm emotionally intelligent, I'm being nice, I'm being myself. And sometimes I would find someone who liked me, who was willing to accept what I had. And these are all true stories. A bunch of them said they were cheating on their boyfriends or their husbands. A bunch of them waited 3 months and said they wanted to be polyamorous. One girl told me straight up that she liked this and this about me, but she needed me to make double what she was making, and she was making 90 grand a year. And then people said, hey, maybe it's your fault for choosing these women. And it's not like I ordered them off a menu. I don't think they should be like that. They just turned out that way. So I worked on this. I did pretty good with both of them. I tried my hardest here. It's not working. I don't know why. I can't get a job. And this is all I'm getting. Except for this, of course. So the only thing I'm missing is this, and that didn't change until like this week. And the few times I have been in a relationship, they ran around looking like this. And then they said, it's your fault I cheated on you. You're being controlling. So when men say that the juice isn't worth the squeeze, what we mean is this is what we're putting into this, and this is what we're getting back, and this, and this. And then we try to just leave and go, okay, I'm going to go live in the woods by myself, and people go, what's wrong with you? Why don't you man up and try harder? And it's like the only thing I didn't absolutely crush was money. I crushed this, a bunch of other things. It's really just this for me. And I think that's over. TikTok and YouTube are really picking up. But I mean, I hope that puts it in context for you. I hope that they told me that this was it. They said, be nice. And then I did all of this. And this is my only solution that I have left. Is I'm going to go live in the woods, and then you don't like that either. I don't know, man. I hope that explains it.
Listen, that's crazy. That really sums it up, and it shows you how delusional a lot of women are, because even with the men really leveling up, as they would say, and doing all of these things to try to get a decent woman, it's still never enough. These women are confused and combative, and there's no way of pleasing them completely. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. This is really why a lot of them have checked out. Wouldn't you at some point you just say, to hell with it? Like, I can't please this. I can't find a woman who appreciates me, and all of my efforts and all these things that I'm doing, these women are still looking for something else. Women are literally saying that you need to have 3 or 4 men to give you everything that you want. So how are men supposed to take that in and be hopeful about women in this day and age when women are looking for too much? They're expecting too much. They don't even know what they want, but they know they don't want you. How do you compete with that? So as a man, it makes sense that men are checking out and men are saying, to hell with it, I'm gonna go over here. And then even that is still a problem because they're still gonna say, what is wrong with you? Why y'all not approaching us? Why y'all not putting in the work? Well, they put in the work, they're exhausted. They don't know what else to do because whatever they do is not good enough for these modern combative women. Somebody that told these women that they deserve the world in a world full of average women and men. These women are average, thinking that they deserve the world, and they're actually looking for it from average men. They want these men to level up 3-4 times in order for them to try to be with you. And then even that may not be enough because you may be lacking in some other minuscule area where they can use as an excuse to say, oh, you're still not enough. Meanwhile, they're flawed as ever. They don't have to make as much money. They can do whatever they want. And they just think that the ball is in their hand, not realizing that they're shooting themselves in the foot. And they're not going to, if men aren't getting women, then these women aren't going to be able to get a man either. You'll be able to, ride the CCs all you want, but these men are not taking you seriously because they know your expectations are through the roof. And nobody is perfect. Nobody can measure up to what these women are asking for. And they don't even realize that it's delusional, but still complaining how men are not approaching and they can't get a man. He summed it up perfectly. And it just sounds crazy when you look at it like this, that this is what men have to go through. This is unfortunate. Well, baby, listen, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Comment, like, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. Hit that bell and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.